What's your name?
My name's Donna.
Donna. Okay, this is a poem for Donna. It's called Late Words for My Sister. So now everybody knows that the speaker of these poems had a sister who died. So, this is from a later book, Late Words for My Sister. You did not want to remember with me how he raged up the stairs, unbuckling the black leather strap we called the belt. How our 4 thin legs danced up and down on the bed like the jointed limbs of marionettes, while the burning Laureate of his anger seared our legs. How his face blazed and his eyes glowed as he took the whip back in a tight circle to strike again and again. We begged him to stop. Remember? And when he relented, panting like an animal that has run a great distance, he paused. And we could see the sweat on his lip and under his arms. He hung there, his bulk suspended from his shoulders by a power greater than he. And as we crept past him, he slapped me hard across the face, sparing you that humiliation because you were weak and the youngest, and had only followed my example into evil doing. I tried to make myself small to pass him. Or no, I'm remembering wrong. Maybe I sneered. Maybe I had not yet learned to cower before the bully, to bare my neck, to admit when I had lost. How surprised you would be to see him now, an old man checking the price of milk at the supermarket against the price in his head. The difference is a conundrum, a fracture in continuity, the way his daughters broke from his plan. So in this poem, the speaker is aware of her own misremembering and acknowledging that she's directly speaking to the sister, encouraging the sister to remember that which she does not want to remember. So in fact, the poem becomes a container for all those different ways of dealing with memory. Does that kind of work with what you're talking about a bit?
Yeah, it was just a thought that came to me when you spoke of memory. You know, I was actually going to say something else when you spoke of memory. Well, I was noticing how dramatically you read the poems. I mean, in your opinion, should poetry be read in your head or read aloud? I know sometimes I've heard people read poetry that their voice and mannerisms, I thought, detracted from the words. How do you feel about that?
I feel that every poet needs to find a kind of performance style that suits that person. And when I was a young poet going to poetry readings, excuse me, when I was a young poet going to poetry readings, I saw everything from, because they are secretly and then on Saturday, in fact, among the darkest in technology, we doubt our. And I thought, I don't want to do that. And then I saw people who were very performative. And I'm a big believer in copying from good models. So I have my students copy from good models, and I believe in copying from good models because I don't think I'm going to reinvent a good performance. I think I can recognize what I think is a good performance and then try and do it. Some people would say, I'm too dramatic. Some people would say, well, why don't you just read the poem and let other people interpret it? And some people might feel that way. This is the style that I've evolved over time. But there are all sorts of poetry performance styles. Absolutely. Good point.